Good afternoon. Lee Mallett from Mallett Buildings. I want to talk about my referral program. 2 days ago, I gave out 8 referral checks. There they are. This morning, I signed up another 7 checks. 15 referral checks just this week alone. So I'm going to start showing these to everybody. Remember, all you got to do is send, whether you buy a building or not, send that. If he put you down as a referral, I'm going to send you a check for $200. But 15 referral checks. That means satisfied customers or people who have confidence in Mallett Buildings sent people to do business with us. And I appreciate it by giving them a $200 check. While we're on the subject, before I get started on this other stuff, I want to remind everybody that we have a price match program here. I will match anybody's price on a DIY project, a kit, a building, whatever you want to call it, by $1,000. I will be totally constructed. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's steel. I don't care if it's wood or stick frame. Ready to compete. Apples to apples, though. Let's just compare apples to apples as far as size, different things of that nature. Okay. So today we're going to start out, and man, this will be the second or third time I've had to do this with Mr. Spinner and Mr. Romero. Let's get something straight here, fellas. Y'all need to come over here and sit down. And we're going to apparently we disagree. I disagree, you disagree with me, but we're going over the same stuff over and over and over and over again. I'm inviting either one of y'all or both of y'all, come on over here. I got a stool right here, and we'll just have a lively debate about this stuff, and we'll finish this once and for all. But I'm going over the same stuff, so I'm going to go over it one more time and address everything you said. So we're going to start with Mr. Spinner. Mr. Spinner, and I'll have to compliment you, Mr. Spinner. You've had your commercial license since 2016 with no violations. Congratulations. He's the type of guy you can do business with. Okay, so our spacing is 4 feet, actually, but since steel is stronger, we can get engineered plans that approve our spacing if we use 26 gauge on roof and walls, not thinner. You know what you said. Y'all can read it, folks. Number one, I can change the size of my columns. I choose to use 6x6s, and I engineer with 6x6s. I can turn my 2x6s edgeways to just like steel. I will agree with this. I can put a piece of steel here, a 10-foot piece, and a 6x6 post. The steel is stronger, by one-on-one. But when we start putting them in buildings and engineering them, the engineering is what dictates it. But understand, I can put 6x8s, I can put 8x8s, I could spread this thing out just like that if I wanted to. But then you raise the cost. I'm already probably 25 to 35% cheaper than you on everything you do, post frame versus steel. I choose to engineer it this way so I can keep my costs down and still engineer with you. Okay? You also said, you brought up 29, 26 gauge. Do you know the difference? It's 0.0045 inch difference in 29 and 26. Do you know how thick that is? A little research. That's the thickness of a single piece of hair. Now, when you go this far apart, you got to use 26 gauge because you're 4 feet apart. I go 2 feet apart, so I can use 29 gauge, keep my costs down, but also keep the strength that's needed for that building. Let me tell you another reason why I use that many girts and purlins. I got twice as many screws in my building holding my cladding. I've probably got 3 times as many screws holding my building together as you do in a steel building. That's a factual statement. I hope I covered your 2 issues. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Spinner. I can change. Here we go. I'm not limited on size. I can bring an 8x8 post. I can bring 10x10s. I can bring 4x8s. I can bring 6x8s. I can change all that and engineer it that way if I choose to. But then my costs go up. So we engineer them to keep the costs down for the customer. That's all. But I can do that stuff if I choose to. You talk about, that's a 30,000 square foot warehouse. Post frame. So I hope I've answered your questions. I mean, let's see what else you got. Rust only becomes used if the steel is not maintained. Well, who's going to maintain it? I've had steel buildings. I'm talking from experience. And I'm telling you right now, there's a problem. Your purlins and your roof are going to start rusting. Your columns rust. And your bolts. And you better do some maintenance. And once it starts, you really got to work them hard. But you're right. But who's going to do all this maintenance? Are you going to do that for every customer? You can go in there once a year, make sure everything's tied down. But anyway, the second thing that y'all keep forgetting, I keep talking about these anchor bolts. You can put that anchor bolt 3 feet into the slab. When the top of it rusts, it doesn't matter. Where's the, I hope I've answered your questions, but look, from now on, if you want to come up here, I'd love to meet you. And we're gonna have to agree to disagree respectfully. But if you ever want to come up here and we can have the debate, I'm okay with that. But we are not going to agree. And I hope I've explained to you how we do things. I have an engineer, a licensed engineer, who's on staff here. I am a licensed engineering group. I have a licensed engineer. What do you think's going on here? I assume you don't. I don't know a whole lot. I know you've been in business in 2016, and I'll compliment you on that. So if somebody wants to buy steel, I would say this guy, if he's been in business that long with no violation, he's a good guy. Our argument, or our disagreement, not argument, but our disagreement is, you apparently like steel. I don't. We can talk about something else. Almost all your buildings are going to come with a 2 on 12 or 1 on 12. I started 4 on 12. You can do 4 on 12, but you're going to have to charge more money for that 4 on 12 based on that price you give your customer. I'm going to be anywhere from 25 to 35% cheaper than you on that project. But I choose to build these buildings because I want all them screws holding that metal together. I want more girts. I want more. I want more. I want it to be strong, strong, strong. And I use the products that are the most powerful at the best price. And that's why I use 6x6s. That's why I use 2x6s. Everything's treated, 100% kill dried, ground treated. Everything I have is ground treated. Now, I hope I've answered you, Mr. Spinner, but look, I invite you to come. Love to meet you. We're just going to have to agree to disagree. Now let's jump to Mr. Romero. The first thing I want to say, Mr. Romero, why didn't you use steel in them steps? This is a picture from you. You apparently like wood. Why didn't you use steel? I got this off your site. I think you're kind of agreeing with me. The only problem I disagree with, you didn't put them in the ground, you put them on top of a slab. What's holding that baby down? But you used wood. Why didn't you build that out of steel? Customer didn't want that, plus aesthetically, it don't look worth a darn. And it would cost you a fortune to get somebody to construct that thing out of steel, and we both know that. Now, you got a long one. Now, this is the second time. Now, I sent a text to you, or I sent a message to you. I can't find where you're a licensed contractor. I've checked the site. You're out of Scott. And I can't find a license. But you're registered with the Secretary of State since 2017. Are you operating illegally? I guess that's my question. As chairman of the state contractor, well, it doesn't matter if you post frame or steel. You need to be licensed. And I can't find a license. If I'm incorrect, send me something. I'll correct it. But as of right now, I can't find a license number. I can't find nothing. So, you know, at least Mr. Spinner is an expert. He's been a licensed contractor since 2016. I could see going back and forth with him. I have a problem. I'm going to go over it with you, but you're not even a licensed contractor according to my research. But if I'm wrong, send me a license number right now. I'd love to see if you are a licensed contractor. If you're not, you need to get licensed where we catch you. If you are, congratulations. Hope you don't have any violations. But you, before you jump on a licensed contractor like me, who's been here for 25 years, need to be on the same plane with me, okay? But I'm going to go over your stuff with you. So we're going to start up here. First of all, I just had to show you that you're a wood man too, whether you like it or not. But first thing you said was his spacing. Well, I just explained that to Mr. Spinner. My engineering, I choose to put that spacing. I could put my 2x6s edgeways, and I could spread them farther apart. See? I could take these boards and I could turn them. I could go to bigger posts and I could spread the span. There's no limit on what I can do. I do this because my engineering gets me the best building for the best price to meet all the needs that I want to build as a contractor. But I can change all that up. I don't have to put them trusses that close. I choose to. Okay? I got scissor trusses in there. Let me ask you something. You think that y'all can close y'all's thing in? You're going to build either a wood building inside that building if you close it in, or you're going to go get those steel studs and it's going to cost a fortune. But almost everybody that does this builds one of those inside of it. That's not a cost-saving deal. Let's see what else you got here. Wood is, look, engineering is engineering. You two are right about one thing. If I put a 10-foot piece of steel and a 10-foot piece of 6x6, I would say the steel beam is stronger. But not when I put it together the way I put it together. Not when I engineer it. Now, I could go to a bigger post and then I'd start evening it out. But with 6x6, well, that depends on the size steel too. You might give me a little piece of iron here, and my post would be stronger. It depends on what you're using to build your building. Now, let's see what you got here. I don't use nails. I use nails for tacking only. Every building I build, right here, everything here is wood screwed. 4 screws at every point. 4. Okay? Up here, I use lag screws. They're about that long. International Building Code approved. Everything I use is IBC approved. So you're wrong about that one. All right, let's keep going. Oh, we had a lot of damage. Okay, go to the next one. There's my facility. Let me explain something to you. Where's that other picture at? You got another one, Sab? Yep. Then you're going to go back in a sec. Okay, that's a steel building. You see the damage? Okay, look at your columns. You know where that's going? Whoa, look what I see. I see a wood building inside that thing. Look at that. Huh. Isn't that amazing? Look at them wood studs inside of a steel building. That's amazing. Let me tell you something. That's scrap now. Now go back to my picture and I'll explain to you what happened. I've gone through 8 hurricanes, Laura being the most powerful of all of them. Laura hit right here, pulled that sheathing off and took out 2 or 3 trusses. The tornado. Your building can't take a tornado either, by the way. Anyway, none of the main structure was affected. I don't have to scrap my building. This building here, it jumped from here, jumped right here. When it hit right here, all this metal ripped it off and it took out, I think, 4 or 5 trusses. Did not affect the structure itself. Unlike, you want me to go back? You ain't rebuilding this one. This is going to the junkyard. Right? Am I right? Go back to my picture. Okay? It pulled off 3 sheets right here. Didn't do nothing. That's why I know it's a tornado. So she jumped, then she jumped. She pulled some sheets off of this. This is a brand new building. This is all brand new. And it took out 2 little bits. So it jumped, and then jumped here and took out 2 little buildings. There was a tornado. Go back to this picture. What the hell's that? And then I just realized, looking at this, I told you a minute ago you'd be building a wood building inside the metal building. Sure enough, that's what they're doing. I mean, guys, look, we don't agree. But let me finish with you. And you on that 26, 29 gauge mess too. You apparently don't even know the difference. It's 0.0045. The thickness of a hair on your head. You have to use it because you need extra thickness when you space your engineering 4 feet apart. If I put my purlins and girts 4 feet apart, I'd have to be doing the same thing. But I choose to be 2 foot because I'm trying to get more screws into my structure. The cladding. The cladding is the most important part of this thing. Let's see what else you got. You want to talk? Let's talk about galvanized. I did a little research on that too. And I put galvanized, if it's industrial galvanized, you might get 10 to 25 years. And you can extend that possibly to 50, depending on the environment. Hot dip galvanized can last up to, in rural areas, but only 25 years in coastal regions. I have a lifetime warranty on my stuff. Against rust, corrosion, rust, corrosion, rotten fungal decay, and termites. But let me ask you something. You bring up a good point. Why are you coating the red iron? Why are we coating this red iron? I sat there and I said, so why you got to put coating on that red iron? If that red iron was so good, why would you even entertain doing that? And let me tell you something. What's that cost of that building going to be if you jump to all galvanized? You're not going to be 35. You're going to probably be 50% higher than me. You can galvanize it and put a coating, which is what you're arguing that it's better, and you're arguing all this corrosion. But you can put that coat. You got to put a coating on that red iron. And even when you put the coating, you're not going to get a lifetime warranty like us. The other thing is, You ain't gonna have, that was another thing you brought up. Who cares? Who cares if that bolt's down there 20 inches? What's that got to do with that bolt? When that bolt rusts out right there, you got nothing. What's holding it down? That don't even make sense. It don't have to rust underneath here. All it's got to do is rust right there. It's exposed. When that bolt right there starts rusting, it starts losing strength. The minute a storm hits, this is the breaking point, right here. It ain't underneath. But I'm going to give you the same offer I gave Mr. Spinner. If you want to come, I invite you to come. I got a stool here. We'll have a lively discussion, and we can discuss our opinions. Okay? But you need to, y'all keep sending this stuff. I keep responding. It's time for y'all to quit doing this and come on down. It's okay. We'll get along. I'm not going to be mean or ugly to you. I'm going to be nice to you. I'd love to show you what wood really can do. Come see some big facilities. Come see some real wood post frame buildings. Some of these, I got one that's 72-foot free span. I got another one 60-foot free span with two 30-foot wings on it. I got some 50s. I got all kind of stuff here I can show you what post frame is. Okay? I mean, look, I told you my opinion. I tell you, this is where I derive my opinion. From the facts and from my experience. I've had steel buildings. Okay? And let me tell you, they're going to rust. Without, which you're right, proper maintenance. But imagine when it starts rusting on the purlins. You take let's take an open building. No walls. All that marsh just rolling underneath there, just getting to those purlins. And I mean, then what you going to do? You're going to start climbing up there and grinding that down and coating that. And if you go to some better coatings, and you can, it's going to cost more money. So you know, look, I appreciate going back with you, but it's time for you. It's about the second or third time. Y'all, come on! We'll go live. I'll advertise your business. Everybody get to see you too. Okay? It's okay. We are going to have to disagree about this, and I base it on what I'm telling you. I mean, look. Was this Mr. Spinner? Mr. Spinner, you like wood too. Why didn't you put steel right there? Customer didn't want that. He wants some wood, I guess. But guys, wood is aesthetically better. Let me tell you something else about these buildings. I had got to run that building in conduit. You got to run all that in conduit. I'm grounded. Let's go over a few more things I pulled up. This is the disadvantages to steel. Corrosion. Steel is prone to rust, especially in humid coastal environments. That's us. Requiring regular maintenance and expensive galvanization. I covered that. Thermal conductivity. Steel conducts heat and cold efficiently, leading to potential issues with energy efficiency and condensation within the structure. Brittleness. Under extreme stress, steel can be brittle, leading to a sudden failure without the flexibility to absorb and dissipate forces like wood. Wood flexes. High cost. Steel is generally more expensive both in material and construction costs compared to wood, especially when considering the need for specialized labor and tools. Environmental impact. The production and transportation of steel have a significant carbon footprint, making it less environmentally friendly than wood. Weight. Steel structures often requiring more substantial foundations and increased costs in transportation and handling. That's a fact. You're going to have to put chain walls to support this thing. All your weight's on the slab, so you've got to put chain walls. I don't. All my weights, I just got to put a footing under that post. All my weight's on the building. So, folks, that's two today. We got any more comments? Look, I don't know you guys, and I have no bone to pick with you other than we're going to disagree about this, okay? But look, I'm willing to let you come here, and we'll talk about it. I mean, I'll advertise you coming. I'll advertise your business. But the only thing is, right now, the only problem we got, Mr. Romero, if you're not a licensed contractor, I would suggest you not come up here. That won't be good. Don't. Now, if you are, you're welcome to come. But Mr. Spinner, you're a licensed contractor. You're welcome to come anytime. And Mr. Romero, if you're a licensed, you're welcome to come. But right now, I have a problem. I can't find you. I wish you'd send something to me. I would say how long you've been in business. You've been in business since 2017, but I can't find a license. That's not good. That's one of my red flags. And if you've been in business that long, why wouldn't you want to be licensed? I don't understand that. It helps you market your product. But anyway, look, if y'all ever pass by and want to stop and visit me, you're welcome to, both of y'all. Like I said, we're going to have to agree to disagree. And I told you why I disagree with you. Okay? But going forward, we've gone back and forth like this, and I would rather, if we were right here, we could talk about it. They're nice. We're not getting mad at each other. We'll have a good discussion about it. Let everybody hear you and hear me, and we'll discuss it. I didn't say I could change your mind. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to tell the person buying the building, I think wood's better than steel. You think steel's better than wood. Then I guess it's up to which one can sell it better. And I'm a pretty good salesman, I think. But anyway, I guess that's it for today. I'll remind you that we got tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Nope. I told y'all yesterday we'll be having a surprise. She is part of the LSU's national gymnastics team that won the national championship this year, on the way to win another. Anyway, I sponsored her, and she's coming to Iowa. Is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow. Tuesday. Next Tuesday. And we also have Dr. Wade, who's the Dr. Wade Roos, who's the president of McNeese. So we're going to do Dr. Wade first, talk about McNeese, talk about all the things he wants. So if you got a question about McNeese, that'll be a good time to chime in. We're going to talk to her, how she got there, what the history behind her, and she'll be here all day with us. We'll be doing some promos. We got some people that want to meet her and take photos with her. So anyway, stay tuned. If you got a question you want to ask her about anything, you're welcome to it. The other thing that I'll tell you that we have a price match program. I'll beat anybody by $1,000. Anybody. And I guess I ought to go over the red flags one more time. One, before you buy a building, see if they're registered with the Secretary of State. They'll tell you who the owners are, the proper parties. They'll also tell you when they started the business. Then go to the LSOB site and see if they're a licensed contractor. Okay? In today's world, you have to be a licensed contractor, residential or commercial, to put up these structures. If it's for residential use, you cannot use the home improvement anymore. We changed the law. Okay? So you want a licensed residential or commercial contractor to do your job. So if they got that, you're good. Then while you're there, go make sure that that licensed contractor, residential, commercial, doesn't have any violations. If he's got to violate, red flag. Okay? These are the flags you're looking for. Then the next thing you're going to do is how many years they've been in business. Folks, if somebody's been in business 1 or 2 years versus somebody been in business 25 years, that's a red flag. I need to consider, do I really want to do this? This guy's proven he's been here a long time. His resources probably are good. He's gone through the test of time. And then last thing is drive up to their location. See if they have a vested facility. Do they have a warehouse? Do they have any equipment? Or what are they? Because look, if they don't have a warehouse and some equipment after being in business, let's say 3 or 4 years, there's a good chance they might not make it because they're not reinvesting in their equipment. They're not trying to grow. They're just going along, renting equipment, just piling up money, and at some point they could say, I'm done, and then you lose all your warranties, and you might be like SLPS, be one of the unlucky ones who gave a deposit, and now it's gone. But I'll keep pounding on that. I mean, I got off subject on that, but anyway, look, give us a call, 337-515-2154. That's my cell number. Every customer has my personal cell phone number. Okay, or you can call the office at 337-214-0428 and talk to one of our building specialists who'll work with you. And go to the 3D image and build your building first. Look at your building, make your choices and all. It's hard to do that on the telephone, but if you go to my 3D image program and design it, hit the button, it comes right to it, we're going to get you a quote and it's going to be on target because we know exactly what you want. You can put your windows where you want, you can put your doors where you want, you do everything. And you can see it, you can change the colors. That's the right way to do it. Anyway, thank you all for listening. Once again, have a nice afternoon and take care.